I'm changing my name to my YouTube channel. Want to know what it is? Stay tuned.
Sit down, relax for just a minute. Tell me that your heart is really in it. I know that this.
What's up, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley Nicole, and as always, this is the place where beauty meets confidence. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up button. I'm talking about why I change or am changing my YouTube name. So with that, here we go. Originally, this channel was called Zen Me Please because I was just in a space, and I'm still in a space where I was just looking for a place of peace. And I feel like when I get online and I talk and I get in front of a camera, I feel peaceful, and that's just the honest truth. And I also have a podcast that is named Rise of the Dark Femi, which I intend to continue to work on and to continue to keep. But I realized that the name just wasn't giving this show or this space justice, right? Like Zen Me Please, I still want that in my life. I guess it could be a subtitle, but right now I've decided to change the name to Divine Power. Why? Because I'm wanting to get on here and just be open and honest with myself and with you guys, expressing what I'm working on, what I'm diving into, how I'm trying to take my life to a whole nother level. And I want you guys to be there on the journey and also work on the things with you. And what better way to do that than for us as women to dive into our divine power, embrace our femininity, and as always, walk in our authentic self. So for today's video, we are just going to be talking about femininity and wounded versus divine femininity. Why we feel the way we feel sometimes, what those traits are when you are wounded in your femininity, and what your traits are when you are walking in your divine femininity. So because I have a lisp and I hate saying femininity too many times, we're just going to say Femi energy. You know what I'm talking about, right? So first, we're going to talk about wounded Femi energy. A lot of the times when we are struggling to find ourselves, to find our space, to feel good and confident about who we are, it's because a lot of the time our Femi energy is wounded. Here's some traits that you may be experiencing, and here are some things that you may be dealing with that you didn't even know that your Femi energy is wounded. Well, first, there are things that are called Femi archetypes, which we're going to talk about in another video. That's basically, as a woman, we go through phases and we go through spaces in our life where we may operate in a specific state as a woman, and age can change that. Being a mother, becoming married, just operating, finding your dark Femi power, and a lot of the times you operate in different stages. So we'll talk about Femi archetypes in the next video, hopefully. But right now we're talking about our Femi energy being wounded and why you feel the way you feel sometimes, right? When it's wounded, a lot of the times we hide the truth, not only from ourselves, but from other people. And in order for you to move from that, you have to be honest with yourself, even if it doesn't feel good. We feel unworthy at times. You feel like maybe, though I want these things for myself, maybe a loving relationship, actually to be married, a thriving career, a beautiful body, taking care of myself. Maybe you don't feel worthy about that or about yourself in the moment, but it doesn't mean that you can't get there. And these things that we're working on as we continue in these videos are the things that can help us embrace, heal that wounded Femi energy, and really walk into our divine spaces, right? And our divine. Having wounded Femi energy, sometimes maybe you feel like you're always apologizing. Maybe you tried to speak up, but then you're like, you know what? I went against it. I'm sorry. Always apologizing versus just speaking your truth. Excessively attached, not only to things, but people. And not saying that being attached to people is always a bad thing, but sometimes when you're attached to the wrong people excessively, it's not a good thing. The last one we're going to say is we're stuck in the victim mind, like the victim state, the victimhood, where no matter what, everything that's happening is coming against me. It's me, you did this, da 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 da. And sometimes that may be true, but how long are you willing to operate in that space? Do you still want to feel that way? And if not, what are you doing to work your way out of that space and to move into your divine power and accepting who you are? And if you don't like where you are, then working your butt off to become something else that you make the details of. Not what the world's saying you should be, not how the world's saying you should act or how you should look, but what you truly want to be for yourself. So once you've understood that maybe your Femi energy is just wounded, right? Maybe you feel sad or you feel anxious is because it's just wounded and you need to work on things and you need to know what it looks like when it's not wounded. So again, being wounded can be hiding the truth, feeling unworthy, always apologizing, excessively attached to people and things and stuck in. So here's the opposite of how you should feel when your energy, your Femi energy is wounded, versus when you are walking in your divine Femi energy, when you are embracing in that divine power. So instead of feeling like you hide the truth, you're in a space where you speak your mind, you speak up for yourself, and you speak your truth. Not in the sense of I'm just being an a-hole and I'm just looking to tell people how it is. No, but to a certain extent, you can't hide the truth even if you wanted to, because you understand who you are, and sitting and hiding and trying to walk on eggshells is not who you are anymore. So instead of feeling like you're hiding the truth, you're actually speaking your truth. When you're feeling unworthy, when your Femi energy is wounded, instead of feeling unworthy, you love yourself deeply, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Even though you may feel like there are things you want to work on, those things matter, but I still love myself regardless. Always apologizing. Instead of feeling like you're always apologizing, you're just, free flowing. I said what I said. My answer is no. Having those boundaries, not feeling bad for actually just speaking up for yourself and speaking your mind with no ill intentions. And sometimes, hey, those conversations happen and it is what it is, right? You're flow free. You don't have the worry that you felt like you had, or feeling like you need to apologize and pretend to be this person that you're not, and you're operating in your true self and in your true divine power. Excessively attached. You no longer need to feel that. You know why? Because you're vulnerable, you feel love, you have love for yourself, and regardless if you have this thing or this person, that vulnerability is still going to be there. That love is still going to be there. You're more open and receptive to accept the things that are for you and let go of the things that are not for you. And then the last one, instead of feeling like you're stuck in that victim mode, then you're more receptive to the warmth, right? You're receptive to forgiving. And even if you don't forgive, then you're more receptive to move on. And though something may have happened, and though you may be the victim in that state, you're choosing that I don't want to live there and I don't want to be there anymore. And now that I understand that my Femi energy was wounded, I am actually working on healing those things, and I am now operating in my divine Femi energy, right? So again, here's a list of the divine Femi energy. Once you've worked through what was wounded in the past, you're speaking your truth. You love yourself deeply. You feel free flowing. You're vulnerable and loving and caring, and you're receptive to all the great things you're open and receptive to receive abundance and prosperity. You're in a space where, though you may not fully understand how to get out of that, you understand what wounded energy looks like versus what the divine, healed, and abundant energy looks like, right? So with that, I just want to say, take some time to work on yourself. Take some time to feel where you are. Take some time to see, maybe I am reacting this way. Maybe my Femi energy is wounded. What can I do to heal myself? What can I do to feel like the divine Femi power versus the wounded Femi power, right? Again, I'm going to say this because it's my truth. You're capable more than you know. You're able to reach those goals. You're able to be that woman. What does that dream woman look like for you? What is the divine power that you actually have that maybe we forgot about, that we forgot we have? What does that look like to you? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show yourself off to the world? How do you want to embrace your loving, your kindness, being tender, right? How do you feel when you're healed? You're capable, you're worthy, you're more than enough. I hope you guys like this video. If you like more videos like this and you want to dive into what Femi energy, the light, the dark, the embracing your divine power looks like, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, that subscription button, and that thumbs up. And until next time, guys.
Sit down, relax for just a minute. Tell me that your heart is really